While the varnish is drying on the teak for the bow seat, we'll get some quick, easy Yanmar maintenance done. Welcome to the channel and welcome aboard the Blind Date. We're going to do some super easy Yanmar maintenance today. First thing we're going to do is change the air filter, and the second thing is clean the sea strainer. For the air filter, I purchased one online. It's not a Yanmar OEM part. I normally try to get genuine Yanmar parts, but I had trouble getting it, so I got this off-brand, and it's pretty basic, so I don't think there'll be any problem. Of course, you can always clean the filter that you have in rather than replace it, but today we're going to replace the filter. So let's get started. We're going to take these steps off to get to the engine compartment to get a look at the air intake silencer. And yeah, that's what they call it. They call it the air intake silencer element, which is what we're going to replace today. You can see a portion of the air intake from this access point, and you can see one clip. There's one clip on each side, so two clips total that you need to get off, and you can unclip it from here. I typically do the whole thing from the other access point in the head, but I will go ahead and just undo this clip right here. And then we'll get the other one from the other access panel. So this access point is how I normally get into the air filter and change it. I just opened up the other one at the stairs so you could get another view of the air filter. And I know it's difficult to see. I'll try to get another shot of it. But we already released the clamp on this left side, so we just have to release the one on the right side. All right, so you can see the other clamp right here. So now we've got both clamps off. See, there's some... The filter's in great shape, actually. It wasn't that long ago that I changed it, but there is some rust and grime inside here, inside the silencer. So I'll go ahead and clean that out the best I can, and then put the new filter in. This is actually the second housing, I'll call it a housing, for the filter that I've had on this boat. When I first got the boat, it was really rusted, really bad. So I replaced it, and you can see this one is already starting to get some rust on it. Could use a little paint. So, like I said, the filter I took out looks absolutely really great, but I'll keep it, and I'll put this new filter in, and we just have to put it back in. It's that easy. If there is a hard part to this, it's getting the clips around this base here in order for them to clip on, and it's going to be kind of hard for me to do and keep the camera angle. All right, so we got it back on. It's that simple. And now we'll move on to the sea strainer. The sea strainer is below the aft compartment, so I'll pull up this mattress so we'll have access. All right, we just need to remove this access point. And here is the sea strainer, and it's made of bronze, so that's why it's got this green look to it. Now, the first thing that we have to do, and definitely the most important thing that we have to do, is turn the valve off so you don't have raw water / seawater coming in through this inline hose. So if you don't turn off the seacock to the seawater intake, as soon as you open this up, you're just going to have water flooding the compartment right here. So this is the valve, the seacock for the through hole where the seawater comes in to cool the engine. And right now it's closed. So the lever is perpendicular to the valve, perpendicular to the hose. This would be open, and this is closed. Again, you need to make sure that you've got that valve closed before you start opening up the sea strainer. So even with the valve closed, when I take the top off the sea strainer, we're still going to have some water in the hose, and we're going to have water obviously in the sea strainer. So I'm just going to put a towel underneath the sea strainer. And again, before you take this off, make sure that you have your through hole for the raw water intake closed. And there is, underneath the wing nut is a washer. You want to make sure you don't lose the washer. And the last haul out I did, and there's a video of the haul out on my channel, they put a screen on the through hole. I never had a screen on the through hole before, so I would get quite a bit of sea life, plastic, things like that inside the strainer. Now that I have that screen on that through hole, I don't think I'm going to get as much stuff in there. But I haven't cleaned this since the last time I did a trip to Catalina, and we did do some motor sailing. So I expect to see some garbage in here, probably kelp. And let's see, yep, a little bit of kelp. So let me clean this up. Really not that much in here. The idea is to keep it clean because this strainer is in line to the through hole for the raw water intake before it goes to the engine. And so it's designed to catch this stuff. Still a little bit of stuff in there. What that is, I don't know. I think that's about it. All right, ready to put it back in. Now we just have to put the strainer back in. Then we put the top back on the strainer. Put the washers on. Now, a lot of times, after you do something like this, because you've broken the seal where maybe it's been in place for a long time, and you do something where you take it apart and you put it back together, you might have a leak. So you want to definitely check after you open the through hole with the raw water intake and make sure that it's not leaking. And check it a couple of times. I'm going to tighten it with some needle nose pliers a little bit. I'm going to open the through hole. and I don't see any leaks. Like I said, I will definitely check it again later with the through hole open. Now I keep the raw water through hole closed. I keep that C-clock closed. I think it's just good safety protocol, really. It's a hole in the boat, and you should keep those valves closed. The only time I have it open is when I have the engine on. So I'm going to close it and clean up a little bit of this water, and then we're all done. Well, that was super easy Yanmar maintenance, changing the air filter and cleaning out the sea strainer. I hope it helped you out. If it did, please give it a like, and please subscribe and help me grow the channel. We'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.